in Salem, Massachusetts, and today we're going to hit up some of the historic witch trial related sites. But first, we had to fill up. We had to go to the Boston Hot Dog Company. These were great hot dogs, very affordable, standing room only. It's a hot dog on one of these split buttered rolls. We had some spicy peppers on there with some relish. They were actually so good, we had to go back and get some extras. Now, what you might not know about Salem, Massachusetts, there's a lot to see. We have a whole nother video on other things here in Salem, but some of the witch-related stuff will only be open around Halloween time, like the Witch Dungeon here, closed for December. But that doesn't mean there isn't a whole lot of other things that you can see. And specifically, we were going to be going to the Witch Museum, or rather the Witch Trial Museum. This is this giant, scary-looking castle right in the middle of Washington Square in Salem. It is not on the North American Reciprocal Museum Pass. It costs about $20 per person, so it's not a cheap museum to go to, but it's pretty cool. There's a lot of kind of dioramas, and it's almost like a Pirates of the Caribbean like tour that you go on, even though you're pretty much in one room for most of the time. They give you basically an entire history of the Salem witch trials, which I thought was pretty cool. It was a great experience. I enjoyed it, even though it was quite pricey. And they even have an exhibit about kind of witchcraft today, or people who are practicing Wicca, which was pretty interesting as well. We also wanted to go to the Peabody Essex Museum. This was one of those museums that we knew nothing of. It wasn't one of the reasons we came to Salem, but it was on the North American Reciprocal Membership Card, something that I've talked about before, that if you get this membership, you're going to be able to go to hundreds of different museums for free all throughout the country. It's a great way to kind of anchor your visits to different towns, especially if you have kids. And this is a massive museum. It's this giant modern building right in the center of Salem. So in addition to all the history about Salem and maritime, as well as the different manufacturing and things that were built in this city, they also have a whole lot of art, not just things from New England, but things from around the world. It's an impressive collection. And again, it was free with that membership card. So I highly recommend stopping in to this museum. The people of Salem have decided that not only are they going to celebrate the history of the witch trials from the 1600s, it's also just going to become a place that's kind of the center of witchcraft in popular culture. So everywhere you go, you see things like this, like a bewitched statue. Not related to Salem necessarily, but there it is. The movie Hocus Pocus, very popular Disney film, also was filmed here, like this building. If you've seen the movie, you probably recognize it. It was great for the kids to be able to see a lot of these things in addition to the history and the art. And of course, we had to stop in for a beer. We went to the East Regiment Brewing Company, a great local spot. In fact, all the people that were in there, they were all locals to Salem, so you know it's got to be good, and we highly enjoyed it. And our plans unfortunately fell through, so we had to come up with something on the spot. We decided to go to Sturbridge, Massachusetts, and here we went to the Sturbridge Seafood Company for dinner. Great restaurant, awesome staff, giant servings. That's our fish and chips there. It was enough for everyone at the table. We also got the grilled salmon with some greens. They had some very spicy prawns that we got as an appetizer. Everything was great, very filling. It was just a wonderful place to go when it was nice and cold outside. And then just down the street is a place I'd never heard of, something called Old Sturbridge Village. And this is basically like a recreated colonial village, so you can see what life was like back in that time. And what was wonderful about this evening was that they have this special event, something called Old Sturbridge by Candlelight, where the entire place is lit up. Every single building has some music or dioramas or people recreating what it was like to live at that time. Christmas everywhere. I think my wife, who really wanted to see what a New England Christmas looked like, well, she definitely got it here. And we just happened to fall upon it by accident, which is something that I highly recommend doing sometimes. Just give up your plans. You might just find that there's something in that town that you didn't know you were looking for. And I'm really thankful we did. ride on this horse-drawn carriage through this beautiful Christmas village. We decided it's time to go to the hotel. We had big plans for the next day. We're just really thankful that we were able to enjoy such a wonderful evening in Massachusetts. So until next time, everyone, take care.